everyone. Welcome to
Hi.
another Teeny-Sode. I'm horrified.
Hi, friends! Yay!
You're back.
We're back, unfortunately, but fortunately, we're happy to be here.
Yes. We're
How
thrilled
are you
to be
today,
here.
Sam? How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. It's rainy today, so like even opening the window gives me no joy, which is sad because like the last few days, at least I've been able to like look outside and be like, the sun is shining. Like at least the trees are blooming. And today,
Yeah, like, oh, that looks pleasant. That could be pleasant. Yeah. Yesterday was kind of a godsend to be able to walk around.
Yeah.
In Boston, it was nice out. So
absolutely. How about you, Al? How are you doing today?
I'm good. I have my friend here. You guys all know, because you've been listening since the beginning, that I'm obsessed with Disney and remain so, and have been consuming a lot of like homemade Disney parks content, which is bringing me joy, obviously. And I'm staying with my parents right now, but Chris and I brought things that bring us joy to stay in their guest room. And one of them is this tiny plush version of Space Mountain. So now if you're watching, this is why you want to follow us on Twitter and watch these on YouTube, because right now I'm holding him up. He's a tiny plush version of Space Mountain.
He's got like a little face. It's really
How fucking cute is that? And I saw that when I was at Disneyland with my dear friend Maddie. And I was like, I don't care what it costs. It wasn't that much, but I was like, give it to me.
Yeah.
Bring it up.
I need it.
So that's been bringing me joy today. I have that in front of my computer.
Oh, so cute.
Just put little things around your house that bring you joy. It doesn't matter what they are. Just put them wherever you're going to be. But today we're talking about something joyous.
Yes.
Love, obviously, due to your wall art.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Like, I have other stuff in my apartment, just so you know. Behind me right now are some Star Wars posters, and they're all you've seen of my apartment. Yeah. I swear I have other interests. Like, not a ton, but I have some.
Yeah, you'd think that, like, you and Adam do, like, Star Wars cosplay.
Yeah, and, like really, we don't go that hard. I just liked the design of these.
To be fair, Sam, tilt your screen and show me what's next to those posters.
I assume you mean my tasteful kitchen table?
Nope. No, I don't mean that. I mean what's to the other side. Show the people what's over there.
It is the custom lightsabers that we made when we went to Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
But in my defense, they're fucking lit.
Yeah.
So
they do light up. Maybe at the end of this episode we can get you to whip those out for us.
I'd be happy
to show us how they work. I've never been as excited. Like, we were literally like 2 5-year-olds when you came home from Disney and you had one, and we played with it around my apartment for like a half an hour. It was so fun. I put it like in an Uber to get to you. I was like, can you bring it? You're like, I don't want to bring it. I was like, please bring it. I really want to see it.
I did.
I really want to play with it. And you did.
They're a blast. But yes, we're talking about Star Wars this ep, but specifically we're going to do our ultimate Star Wars movie rankings.
Ultimate ranking. Yes. And I think we approach these in slightly different ways. Sam's got a lot of info for you, a lot of knowledge. I mainly just went by like my ranking.
Yes.
So I'm going to do mine first because it's just Allie Rayner's ranking. Mm-hmm. It's less important than, I think, you're really good, Sam, at like, you're just great at assessing pop culture, always. That's one of your greatest skills. I think it's like a superpower that you have. Maybe. And this is just my opinions on things. So we're going to get those out of the way fast.
No, take your time. I love your opinions.
Do you think we should go like from best to worst or worst to best?
I think best to worst. That's how I kind of.
All right, I'll do that. So, all right, let's do it.
Allie, what is your ultimate Star Wars movie ranking?
My ultimate
frankly, I'm writing it down. I want to talk about it.
And yeah, please. I think it's going to be a little controversial.
Ooh.
I think number 2 is going to be a lot of controversial. Let's be real here. Number 1 for me is, I think number 1 for everyone, it's Empire Strikes Back. I mean, like, it's the ultimate Star Wars film. It's the best Star Wars film. It's the original trio at their best. It's Star Wars. So that I think for me was like, maybe it's not necessarily the first one I reach for, but it's the best one, and I acknowledge that. Number 2 for me is The Force Awakens.
Ooh, really?
Yes. So I think that's probably a hot button. Probably a lot of people disagree with me, but I like really loved this movie. I liked the new movies a lot.
Mhm.
It reminded me of why I love Star Wars. It had problems, but I genuinely felt like excited and at the edge of my seat the whole time. I loved the way that J.J. Abrams directed it and like conceptualized it. I do think he like purposely threw Rise of Skywalker under the bus because he was bitter. But that's neither here nor there. He did really good work on this one. I thought it was incredible. I loved it. And I thought that the performances were great. So what are you gonna do? Oh God, this is so not real, but this is my list, you guys.
It's your list. It's your ultimate Star Wars
This
ranking.
is my list. And on my list, number 3 is Revenge of the Sith. Yes. You wanna know why? Do you wanna know why?
Yes.
Because I'm not like a full-scale prequels apologist.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, Phantom Menace is at the bottom. Obviously, I'm not a monster.
Yeah, it's the worst
But
one.
like I am a little bit of a prequels apologist because like I just genuinely like Revenge of the Sith is compelling. I think the story is compelling. I feel indebted to it. I know where it's going, but I still feel like a lot of suspense. I credit it all to Ewan McGregor. He did such a good job.
Ewan is carrying those movies on his back.
I don't know why. And also it's the ones that I grew up with. Like Attack of the Clones is going to be higher up than you guys want it to be. I don't know what to say. Like I don't know what to say. I thought that Revenge of the Sith it's absolutely the best of the prequels. I think it's better than people give it credit for. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. I don't want to hear it.
I'm not saying anything.
Number 4, Getting Back on Track, A New Hope. Wonderful. Spark of inspiration. It's beautifully shot. Rock solid foundation. I also think it's like some of the best character introductions of like all filmmaking. Like I just immediately feel comfortable with these people and I know like everything they would do and everything they wouldn't do like right away. Like I just know them right away, which is like both filmmaking and the original trio of actors are amazing.
Yes. I'm literally taking notes over here for like stuff I want to talk to you.
So if you want to talk to me about how I'm wrong.
No, just like I'm excited. Okay.
I'm just excited. All right, what's gonna be Oh, okay. All right. So I think this is probably gonna be controversial too, but I don't know. Like, I mean, you gotta put them somewhere.
Yes.
So After A New Hope for me is Last Jedi.
Okay.
I think the performances, and a lot of people hate The Last Jedi. A lot of people think like Rise of Skywalker is above Last Jedi, even if you hate Rise of Skywalker. Like everyone hated Last Jedi.
Very divisive.
I thought that the performances were really strong. Like the story wasn't that strong, but I loved the characters. I loved the way that they interact with each other. I loved Kylo Ren in this movie. I'll say it. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry.
No.
He's good. He serves it. I find Mark Hamill extremely charming in every sense of the word. And I like him interacting with Rey more than even like Rey interacting with Han. Like I didn't really care about that as much in The Force Awakens, but I really liked like the scene work in The Last Jedi. I know everyone hated it. I didn't. I liked it a lot. I'm a Last Jedi apologist. Number 6. Can't believe I wrote this, but I did, and I'm gonna stand by it. Number 6 is Attack of the Clones. I know. I don't know how to explain it, but again, I need to say like this is my list.
Above Return
It's not.
of the Jedi?
Yeah, it's above Return of the Jedi. I'm gonna talk about Return of the Jedi in a minute. But like, I think the reason why is like this was my favorite one to watch as a kid. I loved this movie as a kid. And I think for so many people, like Star Wars is about your childhood. It's about your childhood. It's about your sense of adventure. It's about your relationship with your dad, going to see him. You know what I mean? Like my dad took my brother and I to see all these movies, and that's why I got into it. And, this was the one that I had all the toys for. This is the one I had all the like action figures and playing cards for. And it's not good, but it is, it's there, and it's fun to roast, and it has all of the worst Hayden Christensen scenes, and that kind of is enjoyment for me in a different way. Also, like Padme and Anakin kissing as they're about to go be like chained to their buildings, and like made to fight their monster people. That was a sexual awakening for me for both men and women.
That was hot.
That's too bad, but that's the way it happened. No choice about that. So yeah, it's number 6.
Okay.
I can't help it.
Okay.
I know that that's wrong, but what are you gonna do?
It's your ranking.
Number 7, and we only have 3 left now. Number 7 is Rise of Skywalker. Everyone whose like opinion I respect really hated Rise of Skywalker. You didn't hate it. I think we both were like, we knew going in that people didn't like it, so we just kind of went in to enjoy what we could enjoy of it. And we both enjoyed it. But I mean, I just really enjoyed watching it. Like, it's super messy. It wasn't altogether satisfying. And there were things I wanted out of it that I did not get. So that's why it's lower. But as a movie, as like a movie that I was watching, I really liked it. Like, as just a movie that I was watching, it didn't matter that, like, you know, Finn didn't have as much screen time. But like in the context of the series, that makes no fucking sense. Like, they set up all these characters to have lives in this series, and then they just totally cut it off at the end, and that's totally J.J. Abrams' fault because he totally ignored the last film, whatever. And I also, it just feels like unfinished. Like, I feel like there's scenes that are missing. So, but I enjoyed I enjoyed the act of watching the film. So there's that. And yeah, bitch, number 8 is Return of the Jedi. I'm sorry.
Wow.
But like, I know it's like totally sacrilege to put one of the original trio down this low, but like, I never felt attached to it. I feel like the first 2 are so much more Star Wars than this one is. Like, the Death Star scene is great. But like, do you care about anything else in that movie?
The Ewoks?
I mean, yeah. But like, that's like, I just don't care. Like, I don't know why. Like, I just, like, the first 2 I care about a lot, and this one, like, I just don't care.
No, that's right. And they shot themselves in the foot by being like, it's the Death Star again.
Exactly. So it's just, it just was messy. Like, and it's messy, and I don't have any emotional attachment to it, so that's why. And again, my list, not the list. I'm not trying to be right. I'm just trying to be me.
Yes.
But I am right in putting the last one, The Phantom Menace, the movie that's done nothing for anyone.
Worst one. Nobody
cares. I don't care about Anakin. I don't care about Natalie Portman's weirdly deep voice. It was bad. It's terrible.
Not good.
And not even it, like, I would rather make fun of Attack of the Clones than make fun of The Phantom Menace even.
Yeah.
And I don't even have time to make fun of it. It's just bad.
Yeah, it's not good. We did a rewatch of the prequels not that long ago, and like, we were both like, at least these other ones, it's like.
And you agreed that Revenge of the Sith slapped a little.
It slaps a little.
Yeah. The fact that I put it above A New Hope, I get that that's unacceptable, but I did it. So I don't know what to say. What are your thoughts, Sam? What are your responses?
No, I love it. Here's what I love. I love that it's chaotic.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that there's no continuity of like, obviously these 3 are at the bottom and these 3 are like, no, like, it's like every trilogy is all over the map, and I love that.
For sure.
You are wrong about how high Revenge of the Sith is.
I know.
But you're allowed.
No one will take a stand for them if not me.
Yes.
No one's going to do it but me.
And I agree that Ewan McGregor is a star and an icon in those movies, and he's doing so much. And I love all the dialogue around the fight on Mustafar. And you know that I did that scene in my fight choreography class.
Yeah, I know that.
Senior year of college, and I got to say I was Obi-Wan, and I got to say all that stuff as I like hit somebody with a stick.
You were the chosen one.
Yes.
You were supposed to bring balance to the Force.
Oh, yeah, that's your only wrong opinion. The rest of it I vibe with. You know what I mean?
You get it? Okay, good.
And I think for different days, for different purposes, different rankings are right. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's like, if I was telling someone what order to watch the movies in, that would be a totally different order than what I like the movies and what they're good. Like,
this is the kind of what I thought about, like, was like, which one do I reach for first?
Yeah.
Like, what are the ones that I want to watch, like, as a movie?
That's real.
Not thinking about like historical significance. not thinking about anything other than like, if I could only watch one Star Wars movie for the rest of my life, it would be Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And if I could only watch 2 for the rest of my life, it would be Empire Strikes Back and Force Awakens. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's why. And if it could only be 3, then Revenge of the Sith would be in there, and that's the way it is.
Yes.
So
in a way,
that's me. That's my truth.
That's a beautiful top 3 because it's one from each of like the generations. It's one original,
Exactly.
one prequel, and it's one sequel.
And as I said, prequels apologist. Always.
Yeah, there you go. I love that for you. I just looked down and got nervous because I was afraid we weren't recording, but we are, so it's fine.
Oh, good. I wouldn't have wanted to lose any of that. So,
oh no,
that would have been a tragedy.
No, we're fine. We're recording. Okay.
All right, Sam, hit me with your knowledge. Hit me with it.
My list. So I kind of have 2 to present to you. And one of them is what I think are like the good Star Wars movies and the bad Star Wars movies, ranked according to like what I think a lot of the world would agree with, but what I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what you think is the definitive list.
Yeah, kind of.
Something that I did not care to create.
Yes. And then my other one that I'll screen share to show you is just like my grouping of them in my heart and my soul, how I feel. So just to run down my list really quick, my number 1 is A New Hope and my number 2 is Empire. I think there's an argument for switching those, but for me, like you were saying, like the world building in A New Hope, like the character introductions, like if I want to feel that Star Wars magic, like I want to watch Luke staring at the twin suns of Tatooine.
Totally.
Like for
fully agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a totally respectable opinion.
Yes. And Empire Strikes Back is at number 2 because it contains my favorite scene in the whole series, which is Han and Leia, and they're at a rebel base and they're fighting in a hallway, and all of these guys keep trying to get around them in this hallway as they are screaming at each other. And I don't know if it was on purpose or an accident.
Iconic. It's great.
Tonally, it doesn't make a ton of sense for the moment, but it's my favorite scene in the entire movie, in any movie ever. And then I put Return of the Jedi as 3 because I think you're rounding out the sequel. I think you get your Ewoks in there, which I love. I think you get Darth Vader's redemption, which is a really important like moment in the whole series. So for me, kind of like those are the top 3, like boom, boom, boom.
So you believe that the original 3 are the best 3?
Kind of, yes.
Okay.
If you're gonna do like an overview of all Star Wars, right? That's how I feel.
I think a lot of people would agree with that. I think most people would probably agree with that.
Yeah. And then for number 4, and this might be an unpopular opinion, I put Last Jedi because I think it goes so much away from the original trilogy. Like Last Jedi is really much a marker of like, this is very different. This is totally upending the formula.
Yes, it does.
Like, totally a new thing in the Star Wars universe. Did they go very far with it? No, but it was an exciting moment for the fandom in positive and negative ways when it came out. Number 5, I put Force Awakens. I thought I really loved Force Awakens. I thought it was a total blast. A lot of people dinged it for being like too similar to A New Hope, but I think they were trying to make them rhyme. They were trying to like,
yeah, people wanted that, and it wasn't. I think it was similar for a purpose rather than like I think J.J. Abrams was trying to do something with it.
Yeah. And for me, that's why The Last Jedi works so well, is because they made one movie that was really similar to A New Hope, and then the next one they made the sequel to that movie is totally diverging from the formula.
Yeah.
So it's like it's the wind up and the pitch, like those 2 movies to me. After that, I put Rogue One, which you didn't include on yours because it's not like technically a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Rogue One, I love Rogue One. I'd probably put Rogue One up there probably at 4 or 5 if I had to put it somewhere.
I thought it was really well done. I thought it was a really interesting way to tell a Star Wars story. I thought a lot of people ended up enjoying it, which was great. And it like illuminated this whole like kind of seedy underground. There wasn't even that much Jedi shit in it. Like I thought it was really cool. And then after that, again, not in the original, your original ranking, but Solo, a Star Wars story.
You're like forever trying to get me to watch Solo.
It's really fun. We'll talk more about it later. After that, we have got Rise of Skywalker. I thought maybe goes there. That's maybe a little low for the ranking, but it was tinged by my feelings of disappointment with how it all ended. Like, it was like...
No, that's about where mine is.
Yeah.
I was disappointed by things.
Yep. And then we've got Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace as your bottom three in ironically reverse order, where like the third is the best of them. And then Phantom and then Attack of the Clones and then Phantom Menace is just the worst. There's the only good scene is Duel of the Fates, where it's Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
Yeah.
Of course.
And it's crazy that they came up with such a cool villain and killed him off immediately.
Also, people are like, oh, well, like, Qui-Gon was cool. And I was like, is he though? Like, I don't, they're like, oh, I wish it was in a different movie. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about him that much.
Yeah, me neither.
The movies.
Die. I think it's correct that he died then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't care about that.
But
just interesting that you grouped them by...
I did end up grouping them a little bit more by...
Did you do that intentionally?
No, I really thought about it. And I thought about moving Revenge of the Sith up. I really did. Because I enjoy Revenge of the Sith as like a movie, right? But when I thought about like the elements of like it versus Rise of Skywalker, like Rise of Skywalker was more personally disappointing to me, but I think it is a better movie than Revenge of the Sith.
Yes, you're right.
It's a better cinematic experience.
Doesn't change my list, but you're absolutely right.
You know what I mean? And that's like, it shouldn't change your list, but like if you were telling someone like an alien from space, like what are the best and worst Star Wars movies, you should put Rise of Skywalker above Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. Unless
you want to explain all memes to the aliens.
That's true.
And then just for fun, and I'm screen sharing right now, I did a different ranking that was just kind of my feelings. So this is a tiered system. So it goes from the top, greatest of all time, and those are the first two movies. Those are A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. Then we have a tier called It's a Blast. And there we've got Return of the Jedi, we've got The Force Awakens, and we've got Solo, A Star Wars Story.
God, you love it.
Solo, A Star Wars Story is the most tonally similar to the original trilogy as I think they've ever gotten since the original trilogy. It genuinely made me laugh. Is it good? I don't know that. But what
you're like, I can't say, and I don't think anyone can say.
There are bold choices being made in Solo, A Star Wars Story. And that's one of only two things I ever ask for in a movie. In a movie, I ask for, did it make me feel even one feeling? And did it make a bold choice?
Right.
And Solo does that for me, at least one of those things. Then we've got a tier called Perfectly Fine. And there we've got Rogue One, and we've got The Last Jedi, which goes down in my personal ranking because so much of it is undone in Rise of Skywalker. Like, I can't watch it anymore without being like, oh, well, he just glues his helmet back together. So
yeah, that's fair enough.
That's fine. In Not Good, we have the entirety of the prequels. And this is below Not Good, but I don't mean that it's the worst. What I mean is...
it's a different being entirely.
You were the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them.
Yeah.
And on that tier is Rise of Skywalker.
It hurt me. It hurt.
It hurt. And again, like, we ended up enjoying the movie fine. Like, we both agreed that it was like, once I accepted that it wasn't going to do what I thought it should do, I could enjoy it as a movie. But like, it really didn't do what
really, and I think, yeah, now that I remember kind of how much I wanted from it, I killed that part of myself.
Yeah.
But God, it would have been so great to have it do the things that it should have done, and it didn't.
Yeah, and it felt...
that was hard.
And for me, it felt so reactionary to how people had felt about The Last Jedi.
Yep.
And like, they read every Reddit forum and they were like, okay, well, we got to fix all this stuff. To which I'm like, you can't do it like that. Just make a sequel to that movie. Like, you have...
yeah, it's like, oh, people are shitting all over the prominent woman of color in this film. So rather than being like, maybe those people are racist and that's nonsense, we're just going to take her out of the film. That's cowardly and horrible.
Which is crazy. And we're going to put in fucking a new character who is that guy from Lost and Lord of the Rings, and he'll get all the dialogue that should have been hers. Like,
crazy.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Crazy nonsense.
But again, I want to stress, like, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm saying it was the chosen one and it didn't do what I wanted it to do.
Which was to destroy the Sith.
Which was to destroy the Sith.
And not to
join them.
Exactly.
What it really was supposed to do, Allie, and I'll say this candidly, it was supposed to bring balance to the Force.
Right.
And it was my brother, Anakin. I loved it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I don't think we can be clear about that.
No, I think we've both gone on record.
I think we've both been pretty clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm glad. I'm just glad that we've spoken truth to power here today.
And in conclusion, Allie, please watch Solo: A Star Wars Story with me.
Okay, fine. I will do it. We can do the thing. We just over the weekend watched Frozen 2 on Zoom together. I mean, I guess there's nothing keeping us. No, there's copyright keeping us from like just recording all of us watching Solo. That's too bad. I guess we could just crop it, but
live tweet it. Like we could do that. We could tell everyone like we're gonna watch it at 8 p.m. on Friday, and then like just tweet.
We could post the transcript of what we chat back and forth to each other.
I love that.
That we can do for people. But great. Thank you for your research. Thank you for your work.
Allie,
thank all of you listening for your time.
And let us know your ultimate Star Wars ranking.
I want to know your ranking.
Yeah.
Hell, I know that there was like a thing going around where people were ranking them on Twitter. I don't care about that. Do it again. Yeah. You tell us.
Or just like forward us your response that last time.
Pretend we're your out of touch aunts who just started doing this.
And we really are.
Yeah, it's not a lie. But this was fun.
Yes.
This was fun.
Yes.
And I mean that. I feel like I was saying that like this was so fun. Like after you say like a baby shower that you didn't want to go to, but like I feel fulfilled by this conversation.
Sometimes you have to talk about the important things, Al.
Sometimes you do. Go watch a Star Wars movie. Oh my god, I'm gonna go force Chris to watch The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
I mean, force him, but he loves it. That sounds like a great idea to do right now. Take yourself out of this world and into another one. How's that?
Good idea.
Good idea. But we love you guys. We hope you're staying safe. And until we see you next, be well.
Be well. Bye, guys.